Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Lexus RX 450. This is the hybrid version, SEL model. As you can see here, it's a 2010 10-plate car and has covered 67,000 miles. So to go around the car for you, tricky day with the sun, but I will do my best. So come around the front of the car, all very nice. The car's in really nice condition. There's only a couple of very minor marks which you're going to get with obviously 67,000 miles, and we are 7 years old now, but generally speaking, car in lovely condition. Bonnet is really clean, only very minor stone chipping on there, and they are few and far between. So check, that's a tiny little one there as well, but they are very few and far between, as I said. The only thing missing on the front of here, because some thieving horrible little Herbert decided to pinch my little cover there, but there we are. That's by the by, that's been ordered from Lexus and will be fitted to the car. But all the lenses, all the lights, completely free of condensation, cracking or otherwise. Coming down the near side of the car here, see there, it's absolutely mirror smooth on the panel work there. Very, very, very clean indeed. I did see one little touch in on one of the wings, but again, very small. Bridgestone tyre on the front, and an alloy which is in very, very good condition. There's a tiny little bit of curbing you can just see down here, just on the edge there. As I said, panel works very nice. There will be marks that they'll be very small, but there will be some on there. So don't think for a second that there's not going to be anything. But it is a clean, crisp car. Rear alloy, can't see a mark in there at all, and again, Bridgestone tyre. And just to come around this way, hopefully after the sun, you see just how nice and clean and crisp it is. And then come around the back of the car, all in very nice order. Obviously got park assist, sensors front and rear, also the rear parking camera on these, so no excuses for hitting it. Try telling that to the wife. Right then, down here, again, all in very nice order. Rear alloy, again, can't see any marks in there at all. And panel work on the side, again, all very, very nice indeed. They are very handsome cars in all honesty. Obviously, it was Bridgestone tyre in the back there, and to complete the full set of Bridgestone tyres, always a good sign of ownership. And then you got an alloy, again, completely unmarked on that side there. So overall, car externally, that's in very, very nice condition. So coming to the back of the car now, and on these Lexus models, obviously you've got electric tailgate. You can do it manually if you want, but just wanted to show it there working. Load liner in here, tonneau covers all good and intact, all in very nice condition. Underneath the load cover, carpeted areas are really, really clean and tidy. All the tools, spare wheel, or space saver as it is obviously, are all there and intact. Obviously a huge boot on the car, as you can clearly see. And just to quickly show you it, going down, just show it works in both operations. Right, coming to the back of the car now, so I just moved into a slightly shadier spot so we can get better light in here. Rear door card, fabulous order there. Tons and tons of rear legroom in these Lexuses. So full black leather, and the leather interior is in very, very, very nice condition. Come over to the door card on the offside there, again, all very, very clean. Car benefits from a full set of original Lexus overmats, as you can see fitted, but the back of the seats again, and which can be bashed about in any car with sort of kids' feet, are actually in very, very nice condition as well. But wonderful cars. These seats can be sort of adjusted in a variety of ways as well. Obviously you've got 60/40 fold on them, as you'd expect to see on any car. So coming to the front of the car now, driver's door card. Sorry, it's a bit of a squeeze because I've parked it so the light doesn't affect it too badly. So electric memory seats, electric windows, switches all in lovely order again, as is the rest of the panel work there. Driver's footwell area, apologise, sorry, it's just the engine kicking it out. It's part of the hybrid, it's quite normal. Sill area is all really good. Driver's seat and bolsters, all in very, very nice condition. So I'll try and move the camera more slowly for you, do apologise. It's in really, really lovely order. Oops, a daisy. And coming across here, passenger seat, again, really lovely condition. And door card, again, apologise for the sunlight on it, but again, I can't really see any marks on there. And again, footwell area on the passenger side, all in really, really nice order. Right, so inside the car now, engine's running as it has been all the way through, or coming in and out with the hybrid system, as you can see. Dashboard is in absolutely super condition, really is. Just to quickly pan down here to show you, got the original lock and wheel nut set with the vehicle and the full owner's manual pack incorporating both navigation and car manual. But all the plastics, everything in really, really fine order. As you can see up here, sat nav all fully functional. If I pop the car there into reverse, you can see lovely clear rear parking camera. That beeping is just the same close to a building to the right actually. Ventilation, stereo system, all very simple and easy to use, but it's all in absolutely lovely, lovely condition. So on these you get this new sort of mouse pad style menu system for operating various functions on the car. I'm not a great fan of them, to be perfectly honest with you. There you are, there's a bit of honesty for you, but I think people who are more sort of technically able than me do quite like these things. And then we've got switches here for heated and air conditioned seats, but they all work absolutely beautifully. And this little slot there, so you can put leads into the stowage area there as well. Coming across to the main dashboard, obviously multifunction steering wheel, auto lights and auto wipers clearly on the car, hands-free functions, information display all on there. If I pan in there, you can see dashboard engine is running 67,704 miles. There's no warning lights on the dashboard, just low fuel as you can clearly see. But genuinely, it's an absolutely fabulous order. This is a car that my wife's driving currently, and one which we'll continue to use on a daily basis. And I picked it for her to use for the reason that we absolutely love these cars. Right, so just to finish off under the engine bay, as you'd expect from Lexus, absolutely beautifully presented, they really are. Their hybrid system is the world's best system by quite a long way actually, and this is in the real world of motoring where reliability counts. Very effective, brilliantly seamless in operation. We've just serviced the engine on the car, and it'll go through a brand new independent MOT over the next couple of days at a local garage. What should follow this video will be a road test of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test video. This is for car registered WU10VUN. It's a Lexus RX 450 hybrid, and this is the SEL version, so it's the full top spec model with air suspension. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 67,697 miles. Road test done on the roads just outside our premises and on the same road test route as any prospective buyer would road test the car on. And so in that way, the reason we do it is that what we feed back to you should be what you should feel yourself when you come and see and drive the car if interested in buying it. The reason we do the road test is very simple, as I say in all of them. The internet is such now that people are looking much further afield to buy their cars. To be get the cars as competitively priced as they possibly can, which is fair enough. But in this day and age, we want customers to see our cars certainly in operation prior to coming to see us. That way we can feed back any information about the car, good, bad or otherwise, and we are critical on the cars. Because I just, like most people, I don't want my time wasted. When I go and see cars, it's nothing more frustrating. If there's a sort of a glaring fault that should have been, you should be told about, and that way we can sort of let you know if there is anything. Brief background to this car: very nicely looked after vehicle. From memory, I do apologise, should have done my homework slightly better, but I'm sure I'm right in saying I think this was actually owned by Lexus Bristol as the first owner of the car, registered to themselves, and then one private owner since then. All the servicing up until it came to us has been done exclusively at Lexus Bristol, which is our local Bristol Lexus dealership. We have just serviced a vehicle ourselves as of this morning, so it's had an oil change, oil filter change, systems check, full pre-delivery inspection of the vehicle. and it absolutely sailed through it. So starting with the car itself, engine, obviously press the button, you don't really hear anything because it starts effectively in the electric mode, or 90% of the time it certainly does. Only kind of fires up when it really needs to. It does that absolutely instantly, no warning lights, there's no shudders or shakes or strange noises that shouldn't actually be there. And in operation, absolutely wonderful. Very smooth, very quiet. Any noise it makes is a really nice V6 bellow, rather than the kind of the dull drone that you get from most turbo diesels. This one has, you know, a little bit of character about it, in all honesty. Which you kind of get there. It's a nice roar. Obviously, it's utterly seamless because it's driving through the CVT gearbox, so you get this kind of elastic band sensation of power. And it's just so soothing, so smooth in operation. You know, really, you know, they're just, it is, I can't think of a more comfortable way to get from A to B than these cars. You know, it's a wonderful unit. Gearbox, again, coming back to the actual road test, if you like, aspect, absolutely no wear in it at all. Pulls to the rev range attached to the engine absolutely seamlessly. No judders, no shaking, nothing at all. Very smooth at low speeds as well, non-pull away. So in terms of the powertrain, you'd expect it's low mileage for the age, but also for these types of cars, they're capable of absolutely extraordinarily high mileages. And this is, you know, barely running, in all honesty. But as a powertrain, it really is a sensational car. More about that in due course, you know, by comparison to its, you know, so-called competitors. Worth pointing out, there's no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. Brakes on the car, lovely solid brake pedal, absolutely free of any vibrations, pulsing, strange grinding noises or otherwise. The discs and pads looked in fine fettle underneath when we checked around the vehicle. They pulled straight and true, as I said, just they feel very strong indeed. Steering of the car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations from the steering at all. It feels tight, taut, wear-free, and you know, it belies the size of the vehicle. You know, it's relatively quick on the rack compared to some, you know, certainly compared to the last generation. It just feels more instant in terms of its responses. When attached to this suspension, it's surprising just how little body roll you get. I mean, this is a very tight, virtually 90-degree, sharp, horrible little corner. You turn, but the car doesn't pitch and dive over and keel over. It holds its station very well indeed. The suspension of the car is wonderfully smooth. And again, I can't detect any wear in it. There's no noises, clonks, bangs, any kind of little sort of, even just small signs of wear, which can be so annoying on a premium product like this. Where you get in, they just sometimes feel a bit old and a bit sort of shuddery rather. And this exhibits none of that at all. It feels tight and taut. We went to see a few of these, which we didn't buy, obviously, which had been sort of driven around the streets of London and places like that, and they just had a few little creaks and groans which you wouldn't expect, but over really poor surfaces, always in and out of town or city roads, and it just makes the car feel older than it is. But this feels young, fresh, tight, taut, and I genuinely cannot detect any wear in it at all in terms of the mechanical drive of the car. Also, unbelievably quiet, of course. Wonderfully refined. That could be spoiled very easily if someone had a replacement windscreen badly fitted, or scouted door seal getting in and out, in which case you'd get sort of a wind hiss. But I drove it up and down the motorway yesterday, and very refined. A friend popped over last night to see me, who's a lover of all things German, and he was absolutely bowled over by it. And also mesmerised by just how solid the car feels. I hate to say it, has a Germanic feeling of solidity, but this is real, because this is now, you know, 7 years down the line, whereas, you know, you jump in some of the Ford mentioned, they have signs of wear and tear, which these just don't suffer from. I mean, the interior is in stunning condition. There's not a hint of a squeak or a shudder from inside the car. You know, this is real and unbelievable build quality. They're wonderfully reliable cars. You know, the hybrid system, ironically, because it sounds very high tech, and to a degree, of course, it is. But the clever part is its simplicity. By comparison, you know, when you look at a lot of kind of its diesel competitors, you'll find that, you know, they're running probably twin turbos these days. That means double the amount of everything to go wrong. Intercoolers, EGR valves, DPF filters, all the stuff that we all hear horror stories about. Nothing that afflicts these, because obviously petrol engine. But what's wonderful about it is just how tough and strong and reliable these cars actually are. You know, as I said, by comparison to the Germans, they are far less troublesome, but they also deliver in the real world far better economy. I mean, I got family up in the northeast, and I've driven an X5, I've driven a Q7, and on the trip where I'd be getting sort of 33, 34 to the gallon out of this, you know, at what I would call sort of normal cruising speeds. The same trip in those two cars varied between 24 and 26 to the gallon. They're far, far, far juicier in the real world of driving, irrelevant of what manufacturers claim. But that's my personal experience, and I have to say that. And I always err on the side of caution, generally speaking. So I'm not making a claim that, you know, can't necessarily be met. Obviously, if you're just going around town, you're going to use more fuel. There's no two ways about it. As I said, inside the car, all in fabulous condition. It really, really is. I mean, it's a very high specification car, but the things you want to check are, you know, things like the air conditioning's pumping out cold, which it certainly is. It's lovely cold air coming out of the car. Parking sensors, you can see, work there perfectly. Sat nav's working beautifully. Rear camera works as it should. Heated seats, air-conditioned seats, of course, on this model, all working fabulously well. And then you've got this. It's all very simple and easy to use. You know, I'm a complete dinosaur. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You know, I know they've got these, you know, kind of iDrive things now with little mouse controls, which are second nature to most people who are, you know, less prehistoric than me. I prefer pressing buttons, I've got to be honest with you. But it, you know, it works very well. You know, it's you know, by comparison to its competitors, it's a nice system to use. You know, you can still use air conditioning by pressing buttons, which is an absolute must for me. But the essentials, hands-free telephone, you know, cruise control, they're all on here. But a wonderful car in really lovely condition. And you know, as I said, you know, the video is here to pick up any faults. The fact that it hasn't got any doesn't mean I haven't tried. It just means it genuinely hasn't. You know, clearly, if I've missed anything on the video, you know, I encourage you, please do give me a call, ask me any questions you might need to know about the vehicle. And if I've missed anything obvious, it's not by intent of design. It's because I have got a brain like a sieve. But you know, I generally wholeheartedly recommend this car.